Hi, my name is Jason. I am a tutor for Chegg Tutors, and in this video we are going to be discussing permutations. Now, permutations usually come up whenever we're dealing with problems of probability. So, for example, you might be selecting marbles out of a bag, or you might be picking different flavors of ice cream. For our example, we're going to be discussing 10 contestants who enter a race. So, in the race, there's going to be a first place winner, a second place winner, and a third place. Now, the order matters, obviously, because if you're second place, you're not first place. It goes first, second, third. You can't change that order. So that's the key for our permutations, is that the order matters. Otherwise, we would be dealing with combinations. Now, the notation or the equation for a permutation is written like you see here in the top left. You have a little n, big P, capital P, little r, equals n factorial divided by, and then in parentheses, n minus r, and then factorial for that parenthetical term. So we have 10 contestants, which means our n is 10. N means the number of objects that we have. R stands for the number that we're selecting. So in that example I mentioned just a minute ago of marbles in a bag, if we were picking 2 marbles, our R would be 2. In this case, we're doing first, second, third place winners, so our R is going to be 3. Now I want to show you 2 ways to do this. There's obviously this equation which is helpful in many cases, and one way I like to personally do this, if the numbers are a little bit smaller, is as I've written here, a first, second, third. So if we think about it, there's 10 contestants in the race, which means there's 10 potential first place winners. So we're going to write a 10 there. Now for second place, we have a first place winner already, which only leaves 9 more contestants, which means this is going to be 9. And same thing, we have a first, second place winner, which leaves 8 contestants for third place. Now to find the answer to this problem of the permutations, we're going to multiply these together, which is going to give us 10 times 9 is 90, times 8 is 720. So there are 720 permutations for how to select 3 winners out of 10 contestants. Now I need to show you how to use this equation. This is a valid answer, but it doesn't exactly show you how to use this. So our equation, we're going to have 10 factorial over 10 minus our r, which is 3. Let me fix that. There we go. And factorial there, which means we're going to have 10 factorial over 7 factorial. Now, there's 2 ways that we can proceed from here. If you'll remember, a factorial means we take 10 and we multiply it by each number going down to 1. So it would be 10 times 9 times 8, kind of like we started with at the beginning. But then we would keep going. We'd have times 7, times 6, times 5, all the way down to times 1. And 7, same thing. 7 times 6, times 5, times 4, and so on. So if we wrote those out, we would have 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, and I'm going to leave that there just for a second so I can show you a way to make this a little simpler. To simplify our fraction, we need to cancel out whatever we can from the top and the bottom. So if we write this out all the way, we'd have times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 and so on, and on the bottom we would have 7 times 6 times 5 times 4, so on, and we would cancel each of those out individually. Now, here's the shortcut which I like about these kind of problems, is if we have 7 factorial and 7 factorial, those cancel right away. We don't even need to write out the rest. And we're going to have 10 times 9 times 8, which is 720, technically over 1 since we canceled that out, which leaves us with 720. So again, in terms of the original problem, that means there are 3 ways that 10 contestants can place either first, second, or third in a race. And that would be our answer, is 720. So guys, there's a link to my tutor profile in the bottom left hand of the screen. If you have any questions, need some help, please feel free to check and see if I'm available, and I will do my best to help you in any way I can. Have a great day.